Have you ever thought about how a paragraph is an awful lot like a sandwich? The way you build them are just about the same. Your top bread is the topic of your sentence. It discusses what the sentence is about. Now, when you have a sandwich, you don't say, I think I'm going to have a lettuce sandwich or I'm going to have a tomato sandwich. You tell what kind of meat it is. I'm going to have a ham sandwich or a Reuben sandwich, or I'm going to have a meatloaf sandwich. You always usually use the meat. So the meat is the topic of your sentence. And I picked out this lovely ham for us today for our sentence. We'll put that in there. After you have your meat and your top sentence, some condiments. Those are our supporting sentences. Those are the ones that tell more about or complement what your meat is or your topic. If you're going to have a sentence about your trip to Disneyland, you're not going to, right in the middle of it, put a sentence in about a fishing trip, are you? Because that has nothing to do with your trip to Disneyland. So you have to find the condiments that will complement your meat. I picked this lovely lettuce and some wonderful tomatoes I got out of my garden this morning. And I'm going to put on a couple of my favorite kind of cheese, provolone cheese. And how about a little bit of ketchup? A little bit of ketchup. And a little bit of mustard. That's very little mustard. Okay. And that looks like it would be a pretty tasty sandwich to eat, doesn't it? But sometimes people, when they're writing their paragraphs, put in their non-condiments. Non-condiments don't taste too good on a sandwich. What if you have this lovely sandwich and you decided, oh, I made my son some top ramen noodles for dinner or for lunch, so I think I will use some of the leftovers there for that. And here's a little leftover from breakfast. It's our corn flakes. And just to give it a little bit more of a sauce, I found some really good butterscotch syrup in our refrigerator. So I'm going to stick a little of that in there. Now, does that look good? No, I wouldn't think that would look good either. Those are not things that fit with our sandwich, with the topic of our sandwich. So I'm going to put those back and keep those off. Okay, now you've got your lovely sandwich here, and we need to put on the bottom bread. The bottom bread is what keeps your sandwich together. Keeps it together. When you have a sentence or a paragraph and you use the concluding sentence, it ties your sentence up and keeps it all together. So we have our bread that we need to put here for our concluding sandwich. Now, what would happen if we didn't have a concluding sentence or a bottom piece of bread on our sandwich? Blah! It'd all fall out, wouldn't it? Because there's nothing holding it together. Your sandwich needs to be held together by the two pieces of bread, and your sentence needs to be held together by your topic sentence and by your concluding sentence. Then in the center you have all the condiments or all the details that you're going to put in about that topic. So, bon appetit.